Every time we talk about marketing strategies and any question that you get about marketing strategies, you've got to know that the strategies are the 4 or 7 Ps. So we got product, price, promotion, place. So those are the usual ones, the typical ones, the original ones. And then you've got the 3 extra Ps that are especially for services, but I guess, for modern marketing as well. So you've got physical evidence, people, and processes. And just remember that that product, it might be a good, or it might be a service, or it might be a combination of both. Like if you go to a restaurant and you get a meal cooked for you and it gets brought to the table, you end up with a meal. Yeah, that's a good, but you also end up with a service, the people cooking it for you and all that. The process of market segmentation is the first thing that we need to look at before we start looking at those specific Ps. And the process of market segmentation, you have to know that it is a process, right? To segment is a verb. It's segmentation. It's segmenting. It's a process. It's doing something. What is it doing? Well, it's dividing. So if you're segmenting, if it's segmentation, you're dividing the total market into groups or segments. So you're splitting it up, right? So you could call it market splitting, market dividing, but they just happen to use market segmentation because it makes them sound smarter. The groups or segments, though, they have to have things in common. And these are things that we kind of looked at before, the different factors, the demographic factors, the geographic factors, and the psychographic factors. So demo, geo, psycho, and then you just have to remember graphic factors, and then you've got it. Now, each of those is going to affect all the Ps, right? They're going to affect the products because the products need to be designed to suit the target market, right? So when you've split it up by those demographic, geographic, psychographic factors, then the product has to be designed to suit the people who have those things in common. You've also got promotional activities being targeted to the best way of reaching those people, right? So if you've got a geographic issue, you need to target that particular geographic group. Same thing goes for pricing strategies and place or distributional decisions. They need to be made based on the people's needs and their behaviors. So their behaviors, would have a lot to do with their psychographic factors, but also the demographic factors as well. Certain demographics will prefer different pricing strategies and will prefer different places or distributional decisions. They will prefer those things. So really, it's not split up, right? The segmentation process is involved in all of the Ps. So it is very important that you do understand that you do need to not just segment the market, but then use the Ps to appeal to the market that you've chosen or the markets that you've chosen. The advantages of doing this, obviously it's going to be more effective because the strategies are going to be customized to a particular group. But the disadvantage is that it can be very, very expensive. A business might have to have a range of different products to suit a range of different, different groups, maybe demographic factors, different age groups, and it's going to take a lot more time because it's going to be a lot more expensive rather than just churning out the same product and then just trying to aim it to everyone. Or you might only be, aiming at one particular group. Your entire product range might be aimed at one particular group, in which case it's a little bit more risky because you haven't, segmented the market further and tried to expand your sales like that. So it can be an expensive process, but it is going to be more effective if you can do it effectively.